Okay, so I just wanted to make a short little like reaction analysis or something of the newest SAD-ist animation, Hog Hunt. And yeah, so that's just that. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I can use that. Okay, you can see my cursor I'll be using to point at some stuff. It's not going to be a super in-depth analysis. I'm not an animator, but yeah, I just want to say what things I picked up and stuff. Yep. Yes, of course. And I want to analyze some future events that aren't shown in here, so I guess spoilers for the future stuff as well. So yeah, the way the Ghostbur is shown as the first one. Of course, at the very beginning, similar as with the previous ones, we have like like future things. Oh, so this first moment, like I guess it's kind of obvious, but Tubbo is first looking at like his side that isn't scarred. We can see that his hand is scarred, but he looks at his face, at the pure part, if you will, and he moves the axe and kind of like changes his expressions and like accepts the violence that led to his scars and that will lead to more stuff. I guess it's a reflection in a weapon, so it just inflicts more violence. We see Philza as he waits during his house arrest. I love the way Techno's house is drawn. It's so cute. And also everything is happening at the same time, kind of. We have the sun rising, which is almost, I think, in every single of the 4 animatics. The sun rising, yes, in some moments. That's a pretty obvious symbolism of Techno, putting away the violence, like his crown and his cape, which was kind of like, because violence was his like signature, and then the crown and the cape were his signature as well. So I guess they're like,
the only thing that works in this world is that you treat others as they treat you.
The crow, remember, Philza turns into a crow. Like turns from a crow. The blue, the Ghostbur again, leaving the blue in the snow. He was in the Snow Empire, I guess, in the Techno's place a lot. So, yep.
Those that have treated me with
and then that's meant like a crow was like a messenger from Philza to Techno. And messages. I don't remember which one because that's.
I will repay that kindness tenfold.
This probably represents us.
And those.
One. Oh, I really like this one because obviously here there's Wilbur, but we can't see him. He's so long in the past. He was a president so long ago. And also, I think it might be. I don't know if I'm looking in too deep, but I think that might be like it's all always said during when Ghostbur was alive. Everyone kind of kept forgetting or like not consciously remembering the bad Wilbur did. So like Wilbur's presidency is kind of like forgotten, invisible. Then Schlatt is kind of faded because he was already defeated. And then Tubbo is the new one. He's smiling, but we can see his eyes. I don't know if that's just because it's supposed to be a simplistic image, or is it because when you hide someone's eyes, it means that you don't know their true intentions because you can see the most from someone's eyes. So maybe we don't know yet what kind of a president Tubbo will be at this point in time. Yeah, I like that, and I think it's greatly composed, the image, perfectly.
That treat me with
because the Tubbo's shadow was like moving through it. And here we have Tubbo in his butcher army uniform. Great transition, absolutely great. Absolutely love, because this is the first time in this animatic after the very simplistic preview of Ranboo that we see him. And you can see that he's way taller because you can see he's out of focus a little bit, so he's further back even more than Quackity is to Tubbo and Fundy. But he's almost at the same level, so you can see he's very, very long and cute as well.
That use me, that hunt me down, that hurt my friends.
Obviously, Techno is putting on back. The voice lines are saying that he will repay with violence, and he's putting back on the crown and the cape that symbolize violence and the voices in his head and war. I absolutely adore this shot. And it focuses on him and later on his hands as well. And just the wrinkles and the beard that he has. And the previous animatic is always shown as this strong figure, and here you can see he's almost like grieving, because we know that he was forced to put back the crown, put the crown back on to go back to violence. He wanted to leave it behind, but he's putting it on, and he's grieving his short like retirement, as he called it.
I shall.
But then, as he opens his eyes and the smoke, like almost as if the illusion of how we see him, the eyes, we can see the eyebrows that were sad, and we see him as this demon again.
1,000 times.
The way the Butcher Army, the way Lemanberg sees him. I really like this POV shot. I want to go back because I'm not sure
That injustice 1,000 times.
who this was, because here we see Ranboo, because I'm pretty sure because he's so long, or maybe it's Tubbo. And then this is Fundy, so we are either, yes, we are Quackity because of the clothing, yeah. And it's just beautifully animated. The way he comes in. Some people that know more about animation will do the smudging and all of that, but it's just great storytelling. As he says, he will repay.
That injustice 1,000 times over.
And bang. And I just really like this as an Easter egg. The pork chop and the bacon. And again, how Ranboo is so tall here. Really cute, really cute. How they were looking for stuff, for evidence in Philza's house. Here Tubbo is going through chests. Quackity is arguing. Ranboo was just there. Ranboo really was, he was part of the Butcher Army, but he was there watching more, so even here he's in the back while they're going through things and shouting at Philza.
Hey, big you!
Great shot of the other chest in reverse. The blue we hear. I think this might be TNT, but I'm not entirely sure. That's obviously emeralds, books. I'm not sure which specific one. A disc, which is the enter chest is really nice.
Look what I've found.
Great. I just adore Tubbo's
I've
expressions here. Just everyone's expressions, great as always. And Philza being terrified. Here we have, because he was under house arrest, and when you're in house arrest, like actually with police, you have something on your feet that you can like take off in the taxi if you leave your house. It appeared in a lot of animatics, so I don't think it's a reference to any specific ones. It's just a reference to the house arrest. Yeah.
So the plan is simple.
This is I love this because Techno, he actually wears glasses in real life, so I like that his character might do this as well. And it even more like amplifies that he lived this simple, peaceful life for a short while. He really looks just like a guy in glasses. Just, yeah.
We find
Philza waiting
Technoblade
again, and then here, just again going back to the possibilities in lore, that like Philza's like a god or something. I need to play it in slow because you see the skull, and then it flashes, and then it flashes to Techno. Yeah, unless they're connected in the plot, and there might be like brothers or something. We're not sure yet, but yep, I really like that. And bang.
There's no other way.
Again, some more fighting.
I choose blood! No!
Very funny. The smoke effects in this one are very good.
Pick you! Stop!
You get away from that horse, Quackity!
Technoblade, drop everything, or I'm going to kill this horse right in front of you.
I absolutely adore the way Quackity's face is drawn. I want to talk on the designs later on, but it's way more detailed than it used to be in the previous ones. Really got some more character. And Carl, poor little guy, being cough. Oh, Techno's expression when he has to drop everything. And Philza lurking, following them back. Oh, and this one, which it's so fast. I'm so scared that people may lose it, like miss it, because we know Ghostbur was following them as well at that time. So the smudged blue, it's really like the concept. The blue was, we don't really know what Wilbur like meant when he invented it into the plot, but so many people interpreted it and treated it in art like blood of the ghost. So yeah, if it was red, but no, the blue.
You actually got him. Phil!
I love the struggling.
What did they do to you?
All of that. And this walk of Techno, it's so, in movies, so often when someone walks with their execution, it's shot from this exact perspective. Then this is such a parallel to J. Schlatt. We all know and see that. I have a comparison later on, but just the way he speaks. And then I love the speaker effect.
Our country, of everything that made it special, of everything that defined what it was.
In the previous ones, Pans was like a side character, and he still is, I guess. But I think we forget about that. He's a mercenary, I think. Like, Dream pays him. So, and then later on, someone pays him more, and yeah, you should have paid me more, Dream. We know that line later on. But here, I really like how, like, his blank face, like, he doesn't have an opinion on what's happening. It's just Dream telling him what to do. And he does, and I really love it, his character. He's getting a spotlight here. Some more Ranboo. And the cute little that Techno does. Just so funny. The little face. And then, like, people interpret it in many ways, the scene when he died. And because later we see in a few seconds how the revival with the Totem of Undying looks. So it's kind of gruesome. So he's dreading it because he knows he's going to die and be revived. We don't, in this Techno's face, like, we have so little detail at the same time. Like half of his face is cropped. We don't have any irises or anything. Like, but just by the wrinkles and the size of his eyes, we see like that he's scared of hell. And then he sees Ghostbur, who was there, and I really like how SAD-ist interpreted Ghostbur. And again, we see that it's blood, like blood, the blue, and friend. And he watched Techno get executed, and he didn't really understand what was happening. So here Techno is looking at him, I guess, as the anvil falls. Him. And this fragment, SAD-ist said on Twitter that it's very directly inspired by an artist on Twitter. I think you say it, Visera Vermili, one on Twitter, by a comic they did with this scene. And it's very, like, even this Totem of Undying is pretty direct from there. Yeah, and then I guess I should slow it down because it's a very, very detailed moment. Yeah, and people make it like look as if he's invincible, and here it just grows back. Absolutely amazing animation. Great, and here I really, really, really like it. So you still see the green and just tiny details of how he's growing back here. But then he grew back as he jumped out as he was regenerating, and then his hand got like stuck, like the part of the cage is like through it, and then he has like rip it out, bang, and then till the end of the animatic he has the blood on his hand, and like, whoa, that's nice. That's some gruesome detail right there, SAD-ist. His Dream taking away Carl. And oh, I really like the detail that he has the handcuffs left. Bundy screaming. And then I really like that Dream doesn't have a voice line here. I mean, of course he cannot have a voice line because he wasn't in a voice call, because he was like whispering in chat in the server. But it's like as if he just like nodded to Techno and left. It really adds. And Techno is confused. He was confused, and the whole thing when Dream said you owe me now. So he's confused and maybe scared about that favor that he now owes Dream. Of course, oh, that's the thumbnail and the blood, and yeah, that's a brilliant thumbnail. Absolutely, the hog hunt on it. Yep, great stuff. And the pickaxe. And then
did you really think, Quackity,
I really like
that you could kill me that easily?
We know because first SAD-ist did the animatic, the first warrior, the war animatic, and there wasn't really that much like flowy animation combat. But then in the duel animation, it was just full fluid combat animation, and here we see that again, and it's just great.
You have done so much fucking damage to everything
I
we've
don't
been
know
building
what
all
to
fucking
say.
long, Techno.
You'll see what's happening.
I have a pickaxe, and I'll put it through your teeth.
And then just that. And so many people, like right now, pretty much the basic Quackity design that people do is with a scar through a part of his face, or like teeth missing, sometimes even with an eye missing, or like some people do it with a very gruesome scar, some with just like a straight line through the mouth or something. But from what I see here, the SAD-ist design is gonna be missing teeth and probably an eye. Yeah, very nice one. This one I'm pretty sure is a direct reference to one other animatic, and I'll show you in a second which one, but yeah.
You see, there's something telling me that I haven't.
And Tommy makes his appearance, so this arc, like, SAD-ist skipped almost like the Tommy exile arc, and I think it's fine. Like, she should animate whatever she likes, and yeah, Tommy makes entrance, and his design, like, I guess,
just a little hobby, Tom.
His post-exile design, like he's not looking super bad because it's already after Techno adopted him, I guess, and he has the coat and everything. He has this T-shirt, and then but he has like, I think it might be a reference that like Techno already took care of him, so he has the bandages instead of like just being messed up after the stuff that happened during the exile. And then yeah, we have the big scene and the scream.
Welcome home, Theseus!
And yup, I want to say how much I love the little flashes that happen here. Just need to do that so I can still do it like this. But it adds so much. Yeah, just all that. And green and red, they contrast, so yeah, bang, and we get the hog hunt logo on it. And Techno laugh. Yup. That's that. And I have this they made. I want to say a few things about designs. So Philza's design. This is from the previous one, the Dawn of the 16th, and this is from the today's one. Yeah, the thing that changed, I guess, is that those parts are not black anymore, because this is his like winter, right? So he also changed his skin in game. So a few things change in his design. This is black. He has the fur. His coat is different, but his wing is still damaged. And here we have the comparison, because remember he lost it when he tried to protect Wilbur. When he did protect Wilbur from the big explosion. That's a few changes. They're really minor. The vibe is still the same, but his skin in game changed, so it makes sense. Yeah, this one with the skull. This one I really like. He looks nice. Then with the Technoblade, that's Techno from the first animatic he appears in, which is The Fall, and that's from Dawn of the 16th, and that's from this one. So the change is that I guess the crown got more detailed, but then I really, in this one, he has a little bit of facial hair. He like, yeah, it adds to his maturity, and then like, yeah, he wanted to retire and be calm, I guess. Yeah, and then I think this is very interesting how, I mean, those two are very obviously parallels from the Dawn of the 16th and then the Hog Hunt. Those are very similar, even in the color scheme a little bit. But I think this one might be similar as well, just like with Techno in the center and just something connected to distraction. I think with like with weapons, yeah, exactly, presenting his power. I really like how that's like a continuous theme throughout all of them. Yeah, and here I just really like his hair, because in the first animation that Techno appeared in, it was the duel animation, and he had very long hair. Then his hair got cut. So in the first animatics he appeared in, he had like a short ponytail, and then in this one, some time passed, and he had like a little bit longer hair. It was fluffier as well. I liked how it got like messier in this one. Oh, here about Ghostbur. I just really like. We got so little of him, but I really like SAD-ist interpretation of him. It's very simple. Like, he doesn't have the beanie, so most people draw him with the beanie, and here he doesn't. His eyes are like scribbly, as you can see. So I wonder if in the future animatics that will somehow be relevant. And this is from the previous one, Dawn of the 16th, just before he presses the button. And at this point, SAD-ist knew that he's gonna die and he's gonna be a ghost. So I think the way like she drew him like almost transparently here with like gray, I think it's similar. Like, of course it's a similar gray, but I just think the vibe is similar, and it might have been intentional, like foreshadowing, I guess. And also the way his eyes are here, because throughout the whole, his like going mad phase, he had very little eyes, like little dots in his eyes, like because he was going mad, right? But here they were like sad and mourning, and here they're all black, like all gray. And in the previous two, that's from The Fall, that's from Dawn of the 16th, when he was going mad, he had those scribbly eyes. I guess that's a common way to draw like mad eyes, but then the fact that they're all scribbly, I don't know if it's intentional, but I like it. Tommy here, that's just Tommy from the first, second, third, and the fourth animatic. You can also see like the style progress, but yeah, his hairstyle evolved a little bit, and then his outfits, I guess, as well. In those three, he still has his t-shirt, and here he has the fur, and all of that. Yeah, I really liked his personality being reflected in those eyes, like the style with the straight top and curvy bottom. Yep, like that. Here's some Tommy screaming, which is a lot. Those are from the first one, the most like the iconic, the thumbnail and the "you fucked up," some screaming. And those two are very similar because that's from the Dawn of the 16th, when L'Manberg is like blown up and he screams no, and that's from when he sees the Wither Skulls, the Welcome Home Theseus, and he screams no, or what, or the fuck. I really like the parallel between these two. I think they're supposed to be similar. They have a similar vibe. Yeah. Here's some Tubbo. That's just his faces from the first, second, third, and fourth. And in the fourth one, he doesn't really have a moment when he looks innocent. So he was always so innocent. He had light in his eyes, and yeah, he got the scars in those two as well. But here he was just looking so smug when he was presenting the compass. So yeah. And here, those both are from the fall, so of course there's parallels because they're from the same animatic. But still, and then you can see the parallel from when he was giving his Manberg speech, and then now that that's the moment when he became president, and that now that he's president for some time, and he looks really like he reminds me. Of course, he reminds me of Schlatt because he's supposed to. Oh, that's the moment from the dawn of the 16th when he has, yeah, the foreshadowing for him becoming president. And SAD-ist changed the design a tiny bit. He doesn't have that thing. Yeah, I guess. But still, this, because that was in his skin, so it makes sense that would stay. Yep. And then, oh yeah, you can see here we had the Manberg flags, and so it's like the same place as the podium, obviously. Yeah. And then in the previous one, he had bandages here, and then I think those are bandages as well. And now we see the scars, so because we saw this scar, but those were still hidden. So yeah. Progress. And then Ranboo, that was the first Ranboo teaser from the previous animatic, and that's how we got him. I guess it's still very simple. We didn't see him, like, he didn't have any speaking lines or anything. He will have them if there will be more animatics, probably, because he becomes more important to the plot. But now he was just on the sidelines. But I really like, it's very, very simplistic design. Some Quackity, because really his design really evolved. His face got way more detailed. I'm not sure if it's a little bit inconsistent, I would say. Like, these two are from the same animatic, but I mean, of course I see it's the same guy, but I don't know. I'm not like pointing, like saying it's bad, but I really like this face. But it's just different than the other ones. That was his first appearance in the fall, and then those are from the dawn of the 16th, and those are from the newest one. I really like them. Just his character really shines through. Oh, and that's the one. I'm like almost certain that this is supposed to be a reference to this. This is from Desolate by Late August. Very good animatic as well. And yeah, it's right after he does the thing to Quackity. And one last thing I was thinking about, a parallel that I was thinking about, is that this shot of Dream and Puns and looking down at Techno's execution reminds me a little bit of the shots of Tommy and Wilbur looking down at Tubbo's execution. Now we remember that, oh, there was an execution Techno was part of, and no one helped him, but this time someone helped him. And it is a parallel in the plot itself, but then I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a parallel in the animatics as well. But I like it, and this, just the way they were looking down on the stage, pretty much from the same spot as they were looking down at the stage. It reminded me that someone was in this position, looking at an execution being done by a tyrant. In this case, it was Schlatt. In this case, it's Tubbo. And in this case, someone steps in. In this case, no one did. Whoops. Yeah, so that's all I had to. That's pretty much all that I could say right now. And yeah, there's people that's gonna do more more in depth and a better analysis. But that was just my thoughts on the spot. And yeah, it's a really great one. Make sure to watch it. And I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't pop up when you look it up. You have to go to SAD-ist's channel to see it. So I'm not sure what is it, but yep. Go watch it, leave it a like.